We're in Secaucus, New Jersey, and we are doing my weekly grocery shopping haul here at Aldi's. We were actually just at the Walmart Supercenter, and we're halfway through the first video. I'm talking about blueberries, and the fucking fire alarm went off. We're about to get fucked here. Damn, are you kidding me? What kind of timing is that? So here we are at Aldi's. That's where I'm going to be grocery shopping for this weekly haul. I was just talking to Monty, cameraman, and I was like, hey, do you have a quarter? Because I didn't think we were going to Aldi's. Famously, Aldi's, you have to put a quarter in to get your shopping cart. And the reason that they did this is because people will now return their shopping cart just to get a quarter back. So it's a genius solution to a universal problem. We're here in the Aldi's. We're going to go grocery shopping. Let's see what I pick up for my weekly grocery shopping haul. Okay, I'm actually really excited to shop here because they don't have Aldi's in Westchester. The nearest location is the Bronx. But as I mentioned, we came all the way out to Secaucus because that's the nearest Walmart Supercenter. But here we are, we're at Aldi's. And the first thing I see here are these pre-cooked meals. They seem to be like Aldi's version of a Kevin's. They're called Park Street Deli. Some of these pass the test, some of them don't. So I think it's a perfect time to remind you what the protein test is. So we're looking here at the chicken fajitas. They have 100 calories, 12 grams of protein. These pass the protein test. Basically, you take the grams of protein, in this case 12, and you add a 0 to it. Does it have that many calories or less? So it's 100 calories, 12 grams of protein. It passes the protein test. But let me show you an example of one that does not. And that is the pulled pork here with barbecue sauce. Not surprising, barbecue has a lot of calories. This is 320 calories, 17 grams of protein. Again, take the grams of protein, 17, add a 0 to it. Does it have 170 calories or less? This does not, because it has 320 calories. This does not pass the protein test. And what we really use the protein test for, it's not like we judge every food based on that, but we use it when selecting a protein source. Obviously, when we're looking at things like blueberries, they have fiber, they have tons of antioxidants. There's foods like fruits and vegetables that are not going to pass the protein test, but you're not eating blueberries to get protein. So when you're judging protein and is it going to help you hit your protein goal while staying under in calories, you really want to refer to the test to see if it'll help you stay under calories while hitting that protein goal. So surprisingly, all these steak, these pre-made meals, they all pass the protein test. Again, some of the chicken do, some of them don't, but all of the steak seem to pass the test. So I'm actually going to get these sirloin steak tips with this chimichanga sauce. We'll try that out. I've never had this brand before. Okay, blueberries, where we left off at Walmart. These have anthocyanins. Those are antioxidants that are particularly good for cognitive function. So not only do they have fiber, a ton of vitamins, but they also are high in that antioxidant that helps with cognitive health. So this is something that I have each and every single day. Every day I include blueberries in my diet. Particularly right now, the way I incorporate it is I start most of my days off with Greek yogurt, a non-fat, and then I have some actually single origin olive oil. I have some chia seeds for the ALA, which is a form of omega-3s, and then I have some blueberries along with that to start my day each and every single day. Next up, we're looking at cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli is a cruciferous vegetable. Cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, bok choy, collard green, radishes, turnip greens. When you eat a high protein diet, especially from animal protein, because animal protein, although incredibly good for you, rich in nutrients, rich in protein, at the same time, it is correlated with colon cancer. The reason that we care so much about cruciferous vegetables is they contain an antioxidant known as sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is very important in fighting cancer, and in particular, colon cancer. People like to think about things in black and white terms. Let's take fish, for example. Fish is high in omega-3s, but is also often high in metallics. There's pluses and there's negatives. However, when it comes to fish, the positives far outweigh the negatives. The same is true with meat. Meat has animal protein, a very important macronutrient. It has other nutrients that are very essential, but the issue with it is that too much saturated fat, which some meats have, can lead to heart disease, can also lead to diabetes, raising your A1C, and it can also lead to colon cancer. So to help fight that, we want to get sulforaphane in our diet. And the best way to do that, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, spinach, these kind of vegetables. So here today in my weekly grocery shopping haul, I'm picking up broccoli. Oftentimes I'll even have broccoli sprouts, which are really rich in sulforaphanes. Okay, and the second fruit we're picking up today, oranges, 1, incredibly convenient, easy to bring with you on the go, to peel. But citrus fruit in particular, incredibly high in antioxidants, particularly vitamin C. So we're picking up some oranges today along with our blueberries. So that kind of covers us on our basic fruit and vegetables. We're also going to pick up sweet potatoes today, but I think that's it for this week for what I want to pick up for vegetables and fruit. Okay, final vegetable of the day, at least botanically in terms of food, it's a starch sweet potatoes. I love when they come pre-bagged like this. It makes my job really easy. I don't have to overthink selecting them. High in carotenoids, antioxidants, also extremely high in potassium, and a great source of fiber. Sweet potatoes is one of my go-to carbohydrates, especially when I'm dieting. There's some really good wrap options here at Aldi's. We're gonna look at the keto option first. This is 70 calories, 13 grams of fiber. To me, this is the clear winner. Interesting enough, their carb option, 60 calories, 8 grams of fiber. It actually has less fiber than the keto version. So we're gonna go keto over the high fiber, and then we compare it to the protein option. Look, we'll get our protein from chicken, we'll get our protein from tuna, we'll get our protein from beef. Stick with the keto option compared to the protein option. This is high in fiber, and this still has plenty of protein for a wrap in it. When we're looking at bread, they have one of my favorite brands in the world. So we're gonna go with 647 bread and the keto-friendly wraps as our carbohydrate choice for bread. We just had our sweet potatoes. We're set on carbohydrates. Let's go look at some protein here at Aldi's. So we're gonna look at protein options, but I passed by some dark chocolate here. I incorporate dark chocolate each and every single day into my diet. It's just a matter of taste. If you can get past a very dark chocolate, then go with the 85% cacao over the 70. But anything 70 or above, you'll reap the benefits of polyphenols. I'm gonna buy the 80%, 85% because I'm a seasoned pro when it comes to dark chocolate. Aldi's is known for having very affordable, very lean ground beef. We talked about the protein test earlier, that every 10 grams of protein, there should be 100 calories or less. But what we should also look for when selecting animal protein is that it's low in fat, because those are not necessarily the same thing. We've got 93.7 ground beef here, and we want to look to see, does it have 4 grams of saturated fat or less? This in fact does. They also have this 96.4 ground beef. Both of these, they both pass the protein test, but this one, obviously the 96.4 is leaner than the 93.7. But both are perfectly fine because they both have less than 4 grams of saturated fat. Both of these pass the protein test, and these are both considered a lean source of protein. I personally, I'm gonna go with the slightly fattier cut of meat, the 94.6, because it's just gonna have a little bit more taste. It's gonna have some moisture to it. We're looking at chicken now, and I just wanna stick and go through this theme one more time about the protein test and also what constitutes lean protein. So we've got chicken tenderloins, those are gonna be the leanest. Then we have chicken breasts, those are gonna be the next leanest. And the fattiest is gonna be chicken thighs. We're gonna flip around, we're gonna look at the back. There's 180 calories. Looking at the protein, there's 21 grams of protein. Remember, take the protein number, add a 0 to it. Does it have that many calories or less? Again, this is a high protein food. How about the fat content? Does it have less than 4 grams of saturated fat? This has 3 grams of saturated fat. That means it passes the protein test, and it is also a lean protein source. So I'm gonna go with chicken thighs over the tenderloins, over the breast, because it's simply gonna taste better. We're looking at deli meat now. Remember, deli meat is a processed meat. It doesn't mean that you can never have it, but you just wanna have it sparingly in your diet. I'm not gonna be purchasing any of it today because it can lead to colon cancer. That's why we wanna have cruciferous vegetables in our diet, because they help fight colon cancer. Also, I draw a spotlight to EggLife wraps. These are a great wrap, especially if you're looking to get more protein in your diet. I personally, however, when I buy a wrap, I'm looking for fiber, which is why we're going with this brand over this brand. But this is an awesome option here at Aldi's. Finishing up our grocery shopping haul here at Aldi's, I got some cage-free eggs. Believe it or not, this is the last carton of these cage-free eggs. Seems to be a national shortage on eggs. We've got non-fat Greek yogurt. I like to start my day with this each and every single day. I almost look at this as my protein supplement. Some people use whey protein. Some people use protein bars. I'm not opposed to either of those. But recently, to get more protein in my diet, I've been kind of using this almost as my protein supplement. And then the rest of my meals consist of animal protein, things like chicken or beef, salmon, etc. So non-fat Greek yogurt, some cage-free eggs. And then I always get egg whites, because what I typically do is I'll have 3 whole eggs, and then I'll add about 40 grams of protein worth of egg whites to that meal. That is my shopping haul here at Aldi's today. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. As I mentioned today, I'm a little bit off my my rhythm because I was planning on going to Walmart when the store burned down. Just kidding, I'm sure it's fine. We're gonna actually head back to Walmart now and try to get some reels in. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you saw today, please hit subscribe. Majority of my following, it's on Instagram, but each and every single week we put out long format content here on YouTube. This is my weekly grocery shopping haul, which we feature every month. And also for the next few months, we're going to be featuring my executive health scan, the results that I got back from this testing for the next coming months. Thanks for tuning in, guys.